Why lead gen doesn't work for staffing agency? So see, there is a core misunderstanding between both of these frameworks. Most lead gen models assumes volume solves pipeline. Staffing is not SaaS, right? You're not selling a demo. Timing matters more than contact volume, right? If you are sending 1,000 emails to people who are not even hiring, that does not even matter, even if they fit your ideal customer profile, right? Legion treats staffing like a generic outbound service business, right? It is not. Staffing is completely dependent on timing. It is a timing based market. Companies only need recruiters when hiring pressure is real. If there is no open role, there is no deal. If the role is exploratory, the budget is obviously not confirmed. So what happens is because of that, the urgency is low and conversion rate collapses. Lead gen ignores this hiring timing. Staffing revenue is directly tied to hiring pressure, right? No pressure, no close. That's it, right? Then there's the open job problem. See, when a company posts a job, 20 recruiters reach out. Inboxes become saturated. Their inboxes are filled with tons and tons of recruiters asking them, hey, I can fill this, I have this, blah, blah. But see, the recruiters become interchangeable between each one of them. One recruiter might be telling the company, only going to charge 18%. The other might be telling them, I'm only going to charge 15%. The other might your fees might be 25%. Who knows, right? So you become interchangeable if you are just focusing on lead gen, and your conversations become price based. You never want to have that, right? By the time you send outreach, 5 other agencies are already there. You enter as a commodity. Now, see, scraping all of these open job boards and everything, that is good. You can do that. But you need to pair it with something which increases your authority and separates you from any other agency that is reaching out. See, most lead gen optimizes for emails sent, replies generated, meetings booked. They might have sent 10,000 emails, they might have generated 80 replies and gave you 30 meetings. But those are activity matrices, right? They're focused on activity. Staffing agencies do not need that. Staffing agencies need signed search agreements, obviously, exclusive mandates, fillable roles with real budgets. Meetings without urgency waste recruiters' bandwidth. Pipeline noise increases, but revenue does not increase predictably, right? What I want to tell you from this is, let's say you have 30 meetings. Most of them, and I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me, a lot of them are going to say, we were just looking, we were exploring. That does not happen if there is urgency. When there is urgency, decisions get made, right? Then there's the founder bandwidth trap. In most agencies, founder is a primary rainmaker, right? Founder closes most of the deals. Lead gen increases the conversation that the founder has to have and the other recruiters have to have. It does not increase the qualification. Lead gen does not increases the qualification of the conversation that you're having in those meetings, right? More meetings without filtering, focus on the filtering, increases founder fatigue, right? Let's say you have I'm pretty sure you're gonna get an ad maybe someday in a month from now, or who knows, you might have gotten this ad 2 days ago, and they tell you that you're gonna have 100 booked meetings in an entire month. But those are activity matrices, those are lead gen matrices. That might work for marketing agencies, that is not going to work for staffing firms. The activity matrices do not even consider if the urgency is even present or not, right? So what are these? These are misaligned incentives. Lead gen companies are paid on volume, meetings, and deliverables. If you're going to pay all of those agencies on achieving all of these matrices, then they're going to give you those matrices. They don't want to get charged back on their stripe, right? They're going to make sure that they hit all of these matrices. But staffing agencies are paid on placements, fees, and gross margin. Lead gen optimizes for surface level signals. Staffing needs economic signals. And I'm going to talk about signals, what those signals are. What do I mean by that? See, most job postings are weak signals if they're used alone. And if you do not have any criteria or to how to filter all of those job signals. Because if let's say I'm going to give you 2 examples. If let's say there's a job post sitting for 45 days, and they're telling you that, hey, we need a technical role. They're being so vague. That is a weak signal. Most of the lead gen agencies will also scrape that, and they're going to send an email to them. And most probably, if they are exploring, if they are in the mind of, yeah, we need that, they're going to book a meeting with you. But guess what? That meeting is just a part of those activity matrices. They do not have an urgency. They might, they do not, who knows if they even have the budget or not. You do not know that, right? So if you're just using job postings as one of the signals to approach all of the recruiters, approach all of those companies, that is a wrong way to do that. Plus, 30 to 40% of the entire job market are ghost jobs. So yeah, in job posting, there are evergreen listings, compliance listings, pipeline building. A lot of the time, budget is not approved, or internal recruiters have already been assigned. They're going to recruit from the internal company itself, but they're still posting just to see what's in the market, right? I'm pretty sure you have handled those people. Lead gen tools scrape job boards. They do not verify if the budget is approved or not. They do not verify the hiring authority. Is the hiring manager making the last decision? Is the VP of sales making the last decision? Is the CTO making the last decision? They do not verify the hiring authority. They do not verify the internal capacity. They do not verify the urgency of that company. If that company even wants to have, if that company even has the urgency to hire or not. Signal quality is everything in staffing. Plus, I want to talk about the risk psychology of hiring managers. See, hiring managers are risk averse. They prefer trusted vendors. Okay. And most of the time they fear bad hires because that is their job, right? Their job is to hire people who are good for the company, who are going to grow the company 10x, 5x, whatever the matrices that there are. They have to fill that criteria too. So they fear bad hires and they mostly avoid unnecessary experimentation. Cold lead gen positioning increases your perceived risk. If the introductions are positioned around timing and context, then the risk reduces. So what is context, timing and signals, whatever I'm talking about? I'm going to give you an example. If let's say there is a company which has just raised Series A, which means that they want to hire, right? They have an urgency. They have to show the investors that they are doing something with the money. Either they are going to invest on the technologies, which they probably are, but with that they also have to hire people. So when you combine both of these signals, that they are funded or they are recently funded, plus they are actively hiring or they want to hire, they have posted a job like today and they have said immediate hire, immediate need, or immediate joining, something like that. That means that there is urgency. You need to know that. And the context is the funding that they raised plus the job that they posted. Typical placement fee, it goes from 20K to 60K. You're not selling a $2,000 marketing retainer to them. You are there to influence a six-figure salary decision. That requires context. That does not happen with lead gen without context, just mass outreach. That does not happen with that. So what actually works instead? This approach has produced 22 placements in 55 days for Elite Staffing, 39 placements in a quarter for Crawford Thompson, and $105,000 for Connect Group in 90 days. Signal monitoring. That means you need to be monitoring the signals that are happening in your exact market that you serve. It can be funding triggers, multi-role hiring spikes. If let's say there is a company which is hiring 10 people all together, 10 people together, like right at this time, they want an immediate hire or something, 10 people. Okay, which means multi-role hiring spikes. Leadership transitions. If a CTO has left the company, a new CTO will join. Either you're going to help them hire another CTO, or guess what? If you're not even able to do that, that's fine. Because as soon as a new decision maker comes in any company, they have to show the entire management that they are worth the fees. They're going to make changes. And one of those changes is hiring new people or better people than they already have. You can fit your staffing firm right at that crack. Okay. You need to be approaching companies before their inbox has saturated, when hiring pain is visible, and when external support is logical. Okay, so what do we provide? We provide you access to all of those companies which are actively hiring, and they are showing all of these signals over the volume that the lead gen agencies promise. The real constraint is not your email copy, is not your reply rate. It's not your subject lines. Okay, they matter. Don't get me wrong, they matter. But that is not the real constraint. These things will only matter when there is urgency to hire. And that is what we provide: consistent access to companies under verified hiring pressure. The simplest way I can explain to you this is we operate like referrals, but there's a system behind it. And this is the system. Plus, we add something what we call connector angle. Once that becomes predictable, your close rates increase, discounting decreases. You don't have to settle for 15% if you actually want to charge 20% or 25% or 30%, even, who knows. Your revenue stabilizes. So see, there's a structural difference between lead gen and what I am offering. Lead gen tries to manufacture interest. There is no person who can manufacture interest by just reaching out to them cold. What we offer is market access, which identifies the existing demand, plus we combine it with something that we call the connector angle, which increases your authority. And the result of that is that it separates you from all of those agencies that have contacted that company which is actively hiring. This approach produces a small number of extremely intentional conversations. What does that mean? You do not have to people who are just exploring. You do not have to talk to people who have no urgency. You do not have to talk to people who have no budget. You do not have to talk to people who have no decision making authority to even make that decision to hire them. You do not have to talk to any of those people. You only have to talk to people who have verified urgency, budget, and the authority to make that decision. If all of this makes sense to you, then book a call and we'll see if you are even a good fit or not.